Hey guys, how's it going? Way too hardcore here. Today I'm going to talk about Genshin Impact. So today is about the first impression or the first impact that this game had upon me. A game I knew nothing about and am generally off-put by anime-ish graphics in most games. So there you go, my establishing bias. And reasons being is because most of the times, most anime-looking games I've played, they all seem to be of the same skin or fairly similar play. So now that I've established this personal bias, and here's how this came about. I was dragged into this game by friends from another MMO, so I have no preconceptions of anything about the game, and it wasn't even on my radar. I wasn't even completely expecting it, and just a bunch of friends recommended I should try it out. And so I did. For a game that I paid nothing for and started jumping into it, my first impressions is the music is very aligned with the game's mood, ambience, or feel for it. Damage until it wears off. Wards off attack, which is comprised of dendro. Just set it on fire. Oh, okay, that's what I just did. Oh, amber is fire. Oh. Wait, what? Wait, what the hell is that gem? Oh, I think this is the gem that, like, around 10 mil now? Oh. This is like the next biggest hype, I guess.
It's one of those consolidated wind things. Let's head back to the statue of the Seven at Windrise and offer it to the gods.
Oh, I found something to offer to the gods.
You should come with me. Paimon will tell you about the rest later.
The user interface and interactive elements of the heads-up display is very crisp and clean, is the best way I can put it. Cutscenes at the beginning weren't bland and uninteresting. I actually cared about the story for the game. It was actually displayed in a very interesting format. You get to make already sort of a permanent choice between your character's gender at the beginning. And the English voice acting isn't completely dismissive or unpassionate. That to me was already a pretty high note just off the get-go. It's a bit dopey and informal for the atmosphere of the game, which matches the game's mood and its like environmental setting. You can have settings to also change the language voiceovers into other language, which I believe some people have it in Japanese, but I wanted to gauge the game in its English form. The game is its own client, so it's not tied to other famous platforms you might be familiar with, like Steam or Epic Games or anything like that, so that's another bonus. I don't really know much of the backgrounds of Genshin Impact, of where it came from, other than suspicions that it spawned off of the mobile game Honkai Impact III on Android and mobile gaming, essentially. But sure enough, friends and others confirmed this for me, and practically it is a spawn off, but it has no relation to it. It is its own title. The game itself seems very massive and gargantuan, and it seems like there's a lot of development going on. But for a game that practically had no price tag just off the get-go, and to give it a shot, I gave it a shot, and I am rather very impressed for what the game is. So this game isn't bland at all. Now I'm very interested about what the heck this game can offer as well. Jesus. What the hell? This game offers so much already. What the fuck? Yo, that was completely unexpected. What the fuck was that? Overall, I think the gameplay is really solid. It's complex enough to chain the elements for different reactions between like the battle system, using combat effects to generate your damage and chain crowd control effects on enemies. The party system is also unique in that you control multiple characters simultaneously with one, and will want to swap them repeatedly over with one second cooldown in between, and keep swapping their skills in between to change them together with their elemental reactions. Each and every character seems to have a purpose so far, and the world is vast and lots of things to do. I haven't seemed to have run out of things to do, and it's been about 10 hours into the game already. I think most of the initial gameplay, I probably spent about a strong half just going off on wild tangents trying to look for things and to explore certain elements. The game certainly isn't boring for myself. It was a nice fresh pace. The mechanics and interactions between characters, objects, environmental, terrain, monsters, and NPCs wasn't clunky or lame or bland. It didn't felt like things were like disconnected or and like rarely run into any errors at all. Actually, I haven't run into much of any bugs at all. The composition of cutscenes and characters being displayed during story elements had care in between, and wasn't some run-of-the-mill copy and paste of skeletal animations and in the same stance, in the same camera view, boring your face off like other games I've played in the past that have jaded me to very low expectations. So for a free-to-play game and me trying to search for something to be wrong about the game, there really wasn't much I could find. Objectively, just playing the game itself off the get-go with no monetary wonders or things about 5 hours in, I'm rather impressed for a game style and game aesthetic I'd usually be turned off about. It really is just a good product and a game. And for this, I really want to emphasize that this is the kind of a game and example that would drive me to want to actually input money into it due to simply being a good game. So on that note, I literally put in about $35 into the game already so far. One for the monthly blessing, and I believe 30 was like for the battle pass pack when it unlocked at adventure rank 20. That was about it. Notes of things I also didn't know about this is the co-op being available at adventure rank 16 and above, so you can play with your friends up to 4-player co-op. When you have people in your party, you will no longer be able to swap between your 4 characters. One of your friends will end up taking that slot. If it's 2 players, then each of you can swap a character. If it's 3, I'm assuming the host can swap their own character and the other 2 cannot. And if you're 4 players, then basically you're all on the field simultaneously. I'm crazily excited about reaching there and beyond and into the further depths of the game, where I believe co-op would probably start mattering a bit more. I think in the early steps, it doesn't matter too hard. Much of the co-op is taken in that you're only assisting the host's world. So while you're assisting the host world, you don't really progress your own world, unfortunately, as far as I discovered. But other than that, though, I'm pretty sure they'll be coming up with something where it has more impact towards co-op later on with like bosses and raids and things like that. Some of the boss fights that I've encountered have already been quite exciting. They were actually quite difficult. I could gauge some to be semi-easy, and others I could understand that other players may not completely grasp how to defeat the boss immediately off the get-go. While I understand guides and other things exist out in the world for this game that's secretly hyped, I'm enjoying the struggles and the learning curves of the game itself to measure its merits on good aspects of just general game design and gameplay. So I'm also trying not to rush myself to like as high as I can and just sort of enjoy the honeymoon ride up until like it starts to hit that grind wall, which I'm not exactly sure where, but the people that have recommended the game to me told me that it sort of starts somewhere around adventure rank 30. But I'm already at about 22 or 23, and it wasn't really that hard. I was only able to play periodically once every night since I had to work during the days, and everything has been fairly straightforward. The gameplay is excellent. Music track is amazing. I really love it. I really love the music, actually. It's very peaceful and serene out in the areas, and also like the battle tracks and challenges. The music is very in tune with the gameplay. Voice acting is an ass, which I normally don't care about or turn off and mute. And one of the negatives most people, I suspect, will fixate on is the gacha game rates of rolling maximum end items and gears off of like the cash shop essentially, and trying to min-max things. But honestly, I'm going to probably, with high certainty, that I'll probably not really try and do that. I'm just gonna see how much I can get through until I start getting brick walled in the game, but I still haven't met that point yet, and it's been a solid 10-15 hours into it. So really, it's a game that I hopefully will have given you some insight that you should probably give it a shot just by giving it a shot alone. It doesn't really cost you anything, and if you're completely bored in your life, this is a cure for it temporarily if you want to try something new that's out there. And a couple million players are out there hyped and playing this game already. So it also has cross-platform capabilities between Android and PC. So if you're playing the game on PC, you can also link your account to Android and also take the game with you on the go on mobile, playing and progressing the same account. However, if you're on like PS4 or console, you can still crossplay with friends in co-op mode, but your progress will not be linked with PC and Android. As far as I'm concerned, only Android and PC are linked together. So other than that, though, I hope this first impression gave you some kind of an idea of Genshin Impact, and this is just like some extra footage of gameplay during streams in the previous nights. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, boys.
Oh, and there was the... Oh, shit, I'm supposed to go here. Oops. Alright, well, I'm already all the way over here, so I might as well just grab that waypoint. What the fuck? The hell is that? What is this thing? Yo, this thing looks dangerous. What the fuck? What is this? Final Fantasy 12? Oh shit, wait a second. That doesn't look good. A thing with no it's just it's screaming at me. Let's just make sure we're healthy first. Oh, I should have overloaded it. Whoops.
Animal hypostasis emulation. Captain Pie.
Pie?
Captain Pyro! Tell us, Captain Pyro, what happened here today?
It was the Abyss Order.
Them again?
I don't know what the devil they're plotting this time. It seems they're performing some initial reconnaissance, considering that I've proven myself to be one step ahead of them on countless occasions. Their persistence is unusual. I assume so, unless you're aware of any other Dark Knight heroes around these parts. The Knights are, for the most part, an utterly incompetent bunch. I cannot trust them to take this matter over. That's not my point. I'm not doing this to impress anyone. Well, I hope this conversation has been of service to you. Because I would like to ask for a favor in return.
Oh? What is it, Master D-Luke? Your wish is our command!
You must keep my identity a secret. Above all, it is crucial that you do not let the Knights of Favonius know I am connected to any of this.
What's that sound? Yikes! Have the Abyss Order sent backup already?
They appear to just be small-timers. You should have no trouble dealing with them. I cannot afford delays on account of a few lackeys. Remember, don't tell a soul.
Hey! You're just gonna leave us like this?
Back at ya!
Greetings. I thought I heard something, so I came to check it out. Did you see anything out of the ordinary?
Nope. Nuh-uh. Not here. Nothing. Zilch. Unless you're looking for the Dark Knight hero, in which case...
The Dark Knight hero? You saw him?
Oh, the Dark Knight hero is, him!
You! The hero who safeguards Mondstadt from the shadows. On behalf of the Knights of Favonius, I thank you for your service to this city.
It's nothing. Really, you're too kind.
Wait a second. Aren't you the traveler that just arrived in the city? Rumors were circulating about the Dark Knight hero long before you ever arrived here.
Oh,
Why would you lie to me about that? Never mind. You don't seem like bad folks, but I do hope you will visit the Knights of Favonius soon, where we can discuss the Dark Knight hero situation in more detail. Some things are best not discussed in public. Duty calls. I must be going. Stay safe, traveler.